Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, you read that title right. 1 year without a grocery store. Now I know with everything that's going on in the world today, this is going to be a really unpopular opinion. But stick with me and I'll tell you why it works or is working for us. Now, I am not telling you not to prep, because I think everyone should be prepared for things like storms, weather events, whatever the case may be. You should be prepared for that. But for us, I'm going to tell you why this works. So in January and February of this year, I joined the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge, eating exclusively out of our pantry, which isn't hard for us because that's what we do on a regular basis. But the twist I put into mine was a no spend. So for January and February, I didn't spend anything on any groceries that came into my house. Now, I do buy for another household, actually 2 households. So I did grocery shop somewhat for them, but not anything that came into my household. So in March, I actually had to go away on a business trip, and we were able to turn it into a little mini vacation. So no spending on groceries that month. So it's now April. It is 4 months into the challenge, so to speak. And I haven't bought any groceries from any grocery store since December 30th of 2022. So what I did was I inventoried everything I have. I usually do that before I do the challenge. And then like a soft one, maybe just my short-term pantry once I come off that particular challenge or pantry challenge. So that's what I did. I did an inventory of everything I had in my kitchen and short-term pantry. So we try to use the first in, first out system of storing and stocking food. But as you will see, it doesn't always work as intended. So this is what I found of my in-depth inventory of my kitchen and short-term pantry, which prompted me to look through everything, my freezers, my buckets, my cold room, everything. So you'll see what I have in these areas as of July of this year. Now, a lot of this stuff is still here because I've been baking from scratch exclusively for the past 3 years or so. And before that, I was using a lot of box stuff. So that's why this stuff got pushed to the back of my baking closet, my baking cabinet. And it didn't get used or looked at until I did this really in-depth. I was keeping it for like emergencies should I have to do something really quick. And that's why it got pushed to the back. And I'm just getting to it now. So these are the items that I came across in my inventory that are well past their expiration dates. So I think I'm going to try some of them. No, I'm going to try all of them, maybe, and decide what goes and what stays. So 2 Cocos, I don't know why 2 are open. The one that I am currently using and finishing up is a newer date than this other one that's almost full. So why there are 2 Cocos open in my cabinet, I don't know. As you can see, this Jello expired in 2008. We're going to try that and see if it's any good. And hopefully, yeah. So these ones I already tried. Actually, I didn't try them because I opened those 2 biscuit ones and they were definitely off. I could smell they were off. So the blueberry and this cheese one, I didn't even make them. It wasn't even worth it. These double chocolate chip ones, they were expired as well, but these ones were actually still good. And we tried them. We're still here. And yeah, so the chocolate chip ones were fine. These other ones, not so much. And I'm going to try these quick breads next. Well, I'm going to open them next. I'm not sure if I'm going to try them depending on how they smell. I'm going to first smell them and see how it goes. And we'll let you know. So first up, the two quick breads. The cinnamon swirl one expired in 2017, as well as the banana one. These two, as soon as I took them out of the package, they didn't smell fresh. The banana one almost had a chemical smell to it. And then the cinnamon swirl one, the sugar was kind of hard and not smelling the best. So those two went into the trash. So next up, I tried the brownie mix. It smelled good. I don't know, there's something about chocolate which I thought would have been off that is pretty good. So we actually tried the brownie and it was fine. These apples, I made an apple crisp and they worked just fine even though they were expired. The jello I have not done anything with. Kind of waiting on that. We'll see if I try it because it is quite old. The corn bread, I did make that up and it was good. The actual Tastefully Simple, I haven't done anything with it. It's still sitting in my cabinet. Maybe I should just throw it away. What do you think? Yeah, so I haven't done anything with that. These toppings, I used 3 of the 4 and they are just fine. Now I have one of the crisps left. The cobbler, I used both of those and I used one crisp. I actually used the crisps with the apples and it came out fine. So those two were just fine. I don't see what would be the problem with apples. The only, apples. But that was just perfect fine. There was nothing off about that. And there was nothing off about those toppings that you add the butter and stuff to. Maybe that's why, because it doesn't have any butter or oils. You have to actually add that. And whereas the other stuff had oils and stuff in it, why they went off. So now on to a look at my pantries and freezer. And we'll start here with my chest freezer. Freezer looks like. I have some more of that bacon. I was going to try and can that, but I'm not sure. Somebody, when I did this haul, they said I had a lot of cheese. From that cheese, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages left from all that cheese. I do have some more of that chicken here. My actual beef that I got from a local rancher is still, there's a good bit still left in there, not a whole lot. I have a ham from last year's sale for this year's Thanksgiving. I have a chicken down there that we're going to do for Christmas. We are not buying anything, like I said. So I think we're good. We have some more, cheeses and different things that are in here. And then down the bottom, I don't know if you can see that. Can't do this one-handed, but there's butter. I have a good bit of butter down there as well. Hopefully it'll be enough with what I have canned. 5-gallon buckets and totes. These have things like sugar, as you can see, whole grain cereal, 5 grain, 10 grain. The sugar there is popcorn in there, organic rolled oats, that sort of thing. We have rice, white rice. I took out the brown rice, all white rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, more sugar, pasta. I'm going to have to go through these because these have pancake mix in them. Some of the muffin mix that I had an issue with that I showed you previously. This is why it triggered what we're doing now, because we had some things that were expired and I didn't realize it and I was still inventorying it thinking it was good. But this is interrupting me. Okay, so this is the rest of them. Now these right here in front are part of my working pantry. When my actual containers upstairs in my working pantry are empty, this is where I come, and these are all open. I have einkorn flour. There's no bread flour left. I've used all my bread flour. I have all-purpose flour, all-purpose flour, all-purpose flour, and these are open. So basically you unscrew this and just dip it out, and these are all open. This is what I'm working through right now. And like I said, I don't have any bread flour left, but what I do is bread flour. I take my all-purpose flour and then I have some Vital Wheat gluten that I add to it to make it into sort of bread flour. It's basically, bread flour is just enriched or has a higher protein value than regular all-purpose flour. Then here I have rice flour, open sugar that I'm working through, open sugar, and then down here is elbow pasta that is our main pasta that we use. And then back there is just some spices, more sugar, more oats, that sort of stuff. I have some more water here, some of the zero sugar sort of fruity drinks that I like to drink, and then some cases of soda there that we're working through as well. So that's basically everything other than the freezer, which it looks the same. There's a few things that are out of it, but not that much. We've been using the canned meats mostly. These are wheat berries, hard white wheat, soft white wheat, and hard red wheat. We have not touched this, and we don't intend to touch this whatsoever until absolutely necessary. I have some of these upstairs in the working pantry that I'm going to use in my grinder to start grinding them, and hopefully we won't need to use these anytime soon. I wanted to show you what my cold room storage looks like now, 6 months in of using exclusively out of here, my short-term pantry, which is upstairs, and my kitchen working pantry. So all of our home canned foods are in this location. I don't store them anywhere else but right here. So we've been eating through quite a bit of that. Up here is the tomato products. This is mostly diced tomatoes, and it was 4 cases here, so we're down to 3. Here's some green salsa, stewed tomatoes, that sort of thing. Still trying to work through these green tomatoes that I did back in 2019. We don't like them this way, so I've been sneaking them into pasta sauce and that kind of stuff when I make it. And I think there's 3 or 4 left of those that I need to use up. I have some red salsa, some salsa verde, and so that's what is in this area here. Down here is the beginning of the meats. I have ham. This is sausage or pork. There's some patties, there's some links. Here is all the chicken we have left. We had 2 cases of each, as you can see. There was a little more. Actually, up here is some hot dogs that I did in like peppers and onions. We don't really like the texture of these, so I'll be using them up in probably like a casserole or something for breakfast that I can fry up. Here is the chicken. This is all the chicken we have left. Like I said, we had 2 cases of each, and as you can see, we don't even have a full case left. There is 9 of the pint-sized chickens left. I have some quarts. There are 2 there, and then I have some down there as well in the quart size. We haven't used that much of that. Here were the peppers. The peppers were stacked too high. As you can see, there's only 1 left, and this is the last cowboy. Holding on to that. We put it on hamburgers and stuff like that. Here is the cream cheese that I did back in December. I've used a couple of these, and the rest of them are back there. Here is some sweet peppers from the garden from 2021, and I believe I have 4 more or so of these left. Here is some pizza sauce that I did in January when I processed all those. I did pizza sauce, I did diced tomatoes, and I did pasta sauce as well. So we have a few more of these left. We use these quite often. We have 2 more of the caramelized onion left. Yes, I'm so sad about that, because as you read the title, it's going to be a year I might decide, and I'm pretty sure I will decide, to go to the farmer's market and utilize that instead of the grocery store. So I probably will pick up some onions and caramelize them. Some celery, we have loads of celery. Also, the Swiss chard stalks, I did a celery as well. We can't tell. So I've been using them. That's what this is. You can see the difference. That's regular celery. This is the Swiss chard. You can see it's a lot smaller, but it tastes just about the same. Put it in stews. That's stews. Wow. Stews, soups. Yeah, I'm tongue-tied this evening. And that sort of thing. Down here is the rest of the meats. I have hamburger. Much hamburger, which is surprising because we usually use a lot of that. So we have, this is a full case, and this is 7 there, and then this one. Here is all of the turkey we have left, and that one. Under here is chicken marsala. Apparently the family does not like it, and I have almost a full case of that. I've been trying to sneak it in here and there, and they don't like it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Is all the beef we have left. There are 9 jars back there, plus these 2. And that's it for the beef. So this is all the meat that I home canned. Everything else is store-bought. I have plenty of broth down here. Plenty of broth. And some beans, which I need to redo. It's not very many down there. I know you can't see it, but there's not very many. And then this is some home vinegar that I did. That's the result of that. That came out really nicely. I do have a video showing me doing that. Here are all our jams and jellies. Those are running low as well. Not as low as some of the other stuff, but still. There is some apple butter in there as well. 2 monkey butters left that I'm saving for a special occasion. Here is some syrups that I did. Watermelon. And this is strawberry. So those are the 2 syrups. And then I had just a simple syrup that I had left over when I was processing apples and peaches. And I just canned them up as well, so as not to waste it. So down the bottom here, I don't know if you can see, way back there, that's the last of the water glass eggs I have left. I think I had 6 to begin with, but now I only have 1. Here is some more beans. And down here is some more of that prepared meals that I had. There's only 4 left of these. This is the barbecue chicken. I think I have, yeah, the Sicilian chicken. And then this is some soups. Turkey soup and ham soup. And there's a case of that left. And then over here, we didn't use, like I said before, we don't use much at the top. We did drink the Coke soda that was up there, but pretty much everything else is the same. Canned store-bought cream is going down because we are out of creamer for coffee. And we are using evaporated milk for a creamer. Those are butter, vinegar, and apple cider vinegar. And we used quite a bit of butter. There was a case up the top of there that is gone. So we've used a case and 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 or so. Lard. This is ghee. And then these right here are infused with, one is infused with onion and one is infused with garlic. I put it on like Texas toast and that sort of thing if we're having spaghetti and I do a toast real quick. And this is the evaporated milk that I can myself. Down here is the veg we have left, which isn't very much. We're missing a case here, and then a second stack of here. Mostly carrots, squash, corn's gone, green beans, Swiss chard, spinach, and I think that's about it that's gone for the veg. Potatoes. There was a couple of pints of potatoes that I did back in 2021 when I did that squash from the garden. So here are some more carrots. Those are from the garden, and some sweet relish that I did. This was done last year. July of last year. Here is some This is we don't see how bad this is, and this I think I'm just gonna throw away. Do you see that? And this did not have the ring on it, but it is going rusty. This is some bread and butter pickles that I did back in 2019. So we don't like that very much. It's okay, but it's not our favorite. And this is just some brine that I had. I just use that for marinating, that sort of stuff. And then down here are our pie, what fruit we have left. We've been using peach. We made peach cobbler last night, actually. Oh, crisp we made in the last week. We done blueberry pie. Not much of that left down there. And then honey. That's honey and sugar, and I've used one of the gallon size honey that I had here. And this is all the store-bought stuff. Chicken was still well stocked up on the chicken from up here. I have this peanut butter from Kroger, but the peanut butter we like to use, I don't know if you can see that, there's about 4 left back there. So we're really low on that, and we definitely will run out in the next 6 months. So we'll have to start using this other peanut butter, and then I have some Skippy right here that we'll use, and hopefully that will get us through the next 6 months. If not, I have some peanut butter powder over there as well that we can just use. Sardines, we've used quite a bit of sardines. As you can see, this is almost empty. That one's kind of low. We've used a case of this chicken, and we're into this case of chicken. The tuna we haven't used that much of from here, but we have used quite a bit of it in our short-term pantry. Salmon we have not touched. Ham we have not touched. Spam, one's gone. And we've eaten, well, not me, but the family has eaten quite a few of these Vienna sausages. I've used 4 of these tomato pasta sauces in addition to my own homemade sauces. I haven't used any of these ones. I've used some of the paste and I think one of these crushed tomatoes. I haven't used any of this sauce and none of these diced. I've been using all the ones that I can myself and have upstairs in my pantry. This is our fruit area. As you can see, it's very low. If we had to go with just this, we would probably just ink it out to the end of the year, and that would be it. That would be all that we had. And down here is veg. I don't know if you can see that. Well, that's alcohol for tinctures. I just put that there because I couldn't fit it on the other side. But there's green beans back there. That was full. So there's 2 of those missing. 1 of the carrots. 1 of, it looks like mushrooms back there. And then 1 or 2, actually 2 of the corn. That would have been right here. So there's a few of those corns left. But this was 3 high. 3 of the carrots. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the green beans. And 1 of the mixed veg, which you can't see because it's kind of dark. And here are the potatoes, as you can see, quite low in this first case. There is a couple back there, and there's some chicken, the rest of the chicken down there. There's some drinks. We haven't been drinking that much because it hasn't been hot here. It got hot here in the last week or so, but otherwise than that, drink it when it's really hot. Here are the condiments, as you can see, not many are missing. Some like ready to go foods like beef stew, some beans, that sort of thing. Baked goods, not too much is missing there because it's well stocked upstairs. There's some pumpkin missing. I know I took a baking powder from here, a cornstarch. Haven't used any honey. I did a molasses from here. No pancake syrup whatsoever because we have one upstairs and we don't use it that much, which is surprising. But yeah, as I said, we have peanut butter. Why can't I? I'm like reading the name and I still don't know what the name is. Wow. Okay, so peanut butter. This is all we have left, and Kroger, and the one we like to use, there's only 4 left. Here is lemon juice. We'll be needing that for canning season. There's quite a few back there, so hopefully that will be enough. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm probably just going through 2 of them for canning season. So there's 3 back there, and there's 2 of these limes. So that should be good. None of this has been touched. This is our long-term storage. Should we need that, it's there. So drink mixes, I'm absolutely out of the liquid IV. I've been drinking that myself. We've gotten into the coffee that's down here. I think we are 2 from down here or 3 from down here. I told them not to use the instant, just use those ones right there. We haven't touched these. And then we are 12 deep. Yeah, 12 deep. So that's a year's worth right there. So we're good on the coffee, which is good because hubby is the beast if he doesn't get his coffee. And then we have these. So that should be enough to get us through the end of the year. And then we have a year's worth here. So that is good. Otherwise than that, we're pretty good on the rest of the stuff. Here is the water that we have. Water. Olive oil. Definitely have a year's worth of that. And I think that's it for this area of my pantry, cold room, as I call it, the cold room. So let me show you the rest of it. So the next areas I'm going to show you are my kitchen freezer. I'm not going to show you my fridge because there's really nothing in it. My working kitchen pantry and my short-term storage pantry. It's not Pinterest worthy, but it's what I have, it's what I work with, and it's everyday life. So here it goes. So here is my freezer on top of my fridge. It's about 50% better than it was yesterday because I had 15 pounds of chicken that I'm currently canning in my Presto canner right now, and about 5 pounds of pork that I canned up this morning in my electric canner. So I have been going, and it is a lot better than it was 2 days ago. So this is my freezer, and in addition to what you saw downstairs. This is my working kitchen pantry, which needs to be restocked. It's a hot mess. There are virtually no vegetables in here. I need to bring those from the short-term storage. Things need to be straightened up. And you know what? This is what I deal with every day. So it's not like I can clean it up and I have in the past. But right now, with the garden coming in and me doing all this canning and everything else, it's taking a back burner. But we have a good amount of food still in here where I don't have to necessarily go into the long term, which is in the cold room downstairs. Here is the other cabinet in my working kitchen pantry. This is mostly teas and crackers, which we don't have a lot of anymore. Drink mixes, that sort of stuff. Again, it's low, it's disorganized, but we can kind of find everything we're looking for. Basically, out of here, it's just the sugars and the tea bags and a couple of other things, oatmeal, that sort of thing. So this is what is left of my baking cabinet. As you saw at the beginning of the video, all that store-bought baking stuff was stored in here, and now it is gone, and this is all I have left. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this beautiful space because I don't have any more store-bought baking mixes to put back in here. So we'll see what I can find to put in here to use up and utilize that space. So here is the beginning of my short-term pantry, and we have eaten through a lot of this stuff in the last now 8 months. It's now September. I started this in July. It's now September, and yeah, we've eaten through the cup of noodle soups, the ramen soups. I think we have 1 package of ramen soups left. All the dry cereal, which we don't normally eat, is gone, except for a box or 2. Any oatmeal that I had here, this is what I fill up my working kitchen pantry from. So I will run out of oatmeal. I like the instant brown sugar maple brown sugar from Walmart. I like that. I don't know why. I of course have oatmeal that I can cook here, but I like the instant. And yeah, I'm gonna run out before the end of the year, so I guess I will be cooking oatmeal after that. And as you can see, it's quite bare. I've used milk from here. I've used so much things. Like I said, I fill up my working kitchen pantry from this area before I do long term, unless it's my home cooked, home canned food that I'm looking for, and that's just stored in the cold room. So this is the other area of my short term storage pantry. Sorry about the lighting. It is dark. It looks like it's about to rain. It's not supposed to. We've had so much rain in the last few weeks. It's crazy. But anyway, this is where, again, I pull from this area going into my working kitchen pantry before I pull long term, which is down in the cold room, which I call long term, but I guess it could be short term. But anyway, we've gone through a lot of veg from here, a lot of fruits. Not so much like the SpaghettiOs and that kind of stuff. This is where we store that in here because I consider that short term. But a lot of baking stuff, a lot of chocolate chips are stored in here and they're gone. I think I only have about 2 bags or so of chocolate chips left. Sprinkles, any like my baking stuff other than what you saw earlier is stored in here. What else is gone? Spices are usually stored in here. So much stuff. It's like crazy. My condiments that I have overflow are stored in here as well. So those are pulled from here, go in the kitchen pantry. It's like a little, that's how I thought I was doing good, but you know, I didn't do too bad. I had some stuff that was expired, but not as much as could have been. So that's one good thing. So this is the other part of my short-term storage pantry. So this is what I'm doing while I'm editing this video. I have some 7 quarts of chicken in here canning. I have some chicken stock going, and I did some pork earlier. And I just wanted to show, a lot of people say don't show your preps. Well, I just want to show you guys, if this can help just one person, then it's well worth it. And just know that hubby carries a weapon for work every single day, and he knows how to use it. And we are both CDL, CPL, CCW, whatever you want to call it, we are protected. So this is one of the reasons we decided to do 1 year without the grocery store. And we're saving towards some pretty big purchases coming up fairly soon. So stay tuned for that. So stay safe and keep prepping. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.